Dear students, welcome to the module on functions of housekeeping department and interrelationship with other departments. By definition, hospitality is a cordial and generous reception and entertainment of the guest or strangers, either socially or commercially. Regardless of the reasons people go to a home away from the home, the perception is that they need to be cared for there. They need a clean and comfortable place to rest or sleep, food service, and an area for socialization and meeting other people, access to stores and shops, and a secure surroundings. Americans have often been described as a people on the move, a mobile society. Even as our country expanded, we required a bed and board. Travelers in the early 1700 years found hospitality similarly to that in their countries of origin, even though they see a new accommodation might have been in the roadhouse, mission, or private homes, and the housekeeping might be included no more than a bed of straw changed weekly. Housekeeping department determines to a large extent whether the guests are happy during the stay, and in turn mankind they return to the hotel. The fine accommodation and services are provided to the guest as they are pleased with the hotel. The guest satisfaction is its primary object, and hygiene factors must always be present in a hotel. In Indian hotel industry, housekeeping department has not been given its due importance. The volume of work undertaken by this department can easily be gauged by the fact that it is a commercial hotel. This department easily employs the large workforce, which is normally referred as a backbone of the hotel because it carries out the various activities. Housekeeping means to provide a clean, comfortable, and safe environment at the highest standard often associated with hospitality. To create a home away from home to the guest, establishment should carry out all the activities without any disturbances. After reading this module, you should be able to understand the importance of housekeeping in a hotel, functions of housekeeping department, and interrelationship with other departments, and the attributes of a good housekeeper. Why housekeeping department is important in a hotel means it is a huge revenue was invested in construction and maintenance of the housekeeping department. The hotel aims to offer a specialized service to the guest and make more feel more comfortable during the stay, and also keep the hotel environment clean and pleasant. Hotels try to make their own style of ambience and keep an efficient staff. Margin profit of the revenue comes from the room sales. Minimum of 50% comes from the sales of the rooms. Housekeeping department works around the clock. Inventory control or stock of linen, cleaning equipments, cleaning agents, guest supplies, etc. will be maintained by this department. Nowadays, most of the institutions prefer to have outsourced or contract housekeeping operation, which become a luxuriate entrepreneur. Let us know about the functions of the housekeeping department. The main functions of the housekeeping department is to maintain cleanliness and orderliness in a guest rooms and provide all the guest supplies. They also play a vital role to keep the area free from the safety hazards. In addition to it, the housekeeper should also attend a guest request and make the guest more comfortable. Have you observed a task of a housekeeper in a hotel? You may have been seeing how the housekeeper clean the room, make a bed, and also attend a guest request. The major activities of the housekeeping department are maintain a comfortable and safe and secure environment, provide services economically and efficiently, training its personnel, room supplies and equipments. Now I am going to discuss in detail about the various activities carried out in the housekeeping department. First one is to maintain a comfortable, safe and secure environment. In a school age, you may have learnt about the cleanliness is next to godliness. When the guest comes to stay in a hotel, except it should be clean as their homes and sometimes even cleaner since they are paying for price for the services. 63% of the guests prefers repeatedly to stay in the same hotel because of hotel cleanliness and service. It is up to an executive housekeeper to set a standard for cleanliness and maintain them. The whole crew of the housekeeping department should understand the importance of efficient cleaning and know the implication of an unhygienic environment. The public area served to showcase a hotel, whether the first impression and cleanliness. The area inventory list and frequency schedule play a vital role in cleaning of the public areas. These areas to be cleaned non-peak hours of the day and when the tariff is low, since taking them out of the service is impractical. Safety training should be given to the housekeeping regarding the use of the equipments and the chemicals, procedures for various jobs and the potential hazards. Executive housekeeper must also ensure that the department follows the safety management program laid down by the hotel and prepare a safety manual designed specifically for a hotel. The second major activities of the housekeeping department is to provide services economically and efficiently. Hotels are mutually distinguished typographically, functionally, subsequently, as well as by capacity. There is a huge varieties of hotels types, but they are generally classified by the numbers of rooms or by the numbers of stars a hotel has a luxury they provide. Functioning of the hotel often take place not only within the single faculty, but the location, local environment and the architect of the building also plays an important role in the hotel's energy consumption. All these differences subsequently affect that the energy use varies in a wide range. So, analysis of energy consumption must be taken into account what kind of hotel it is. For instance, in continental type of hotels, the hotel operating cost ranges from 15 to 18% and the energy consumption cost occupies the second place. Now, we are going to see the ratio of energy cost is distributed in a hotel. For heating and cooling about 43%, lighting 22%, 15% for heating the water and remaining 10% respectively for kitchen and other purposes. The third function of the housekeeping department is giving training to its personnel. Enhancement of human ability will be achieved by imparting knowledge, skills, attitudes and behavior in order to achieve the individual goals. This can be done by training. Establishments should arrange for frequent training programs for the employees so that they can in turn apply in their work, which will reflect in the productivity. The biggest challenge in the hotel housekeeping in the present scenario is funding, training and retraining and continuously motivating the quality staff. Increased mechanism of the housekeeping operation has placed housekeeping manager in a position to train the staff on optimum usage of equipments, supplies and the labor to increase efficiency in operation. This is crucial to minimizing the wasteful expenditure. It also prevents the loss by way of damage to property and operate as well as the financial loss and damage to reputation. Another upcoming training trend is that housekeeper collaborating with the hotel management institutions for the theoretical knowledge, where the hotel industry faculty delivers the lecture sections to the housekeeping staff. The training for housekeeping staff has to be divided into 4 parts. First one is the attitudinal, second one is the technical, third is the soft skills and SOPs. The next aspect is on the room supplies and equipments. The room supplies and equipments are the essential tool for a housekeeping personnel. This also helps them to improve the productivity and efficiency. Good quality supplies and equipments can save revenue to the hotel and prevent the breakdown of labor and time. The supplies of housekeeping departments include all the bathroom supplies. Equipments include laundry, cleaning, linen and decorative fixtures and so on and so forth. Now we are going to see the basic activities that is being carried out by the housekeeper. First one is the bed making. Bed making services have to be provided by the housekeeping department to the guest. Guests should feel more comfortable and relaxed during the stay in a hotel. There are different procedure or style for making a bed may vary from establishment to establishment. Most of the deluxe hotels provide a special service to the guest in bed making, which is also known as a turn down services or evening services. The next activity in the housekeeping department is the linen management. The second largest expenses is governed by the linen and its maintenance. Linen room and uniform room is a central depot for the hotel linen. The lifespan of the linen can be carried out properly when it is well maintained and correctly laundered and properly stored. The bulk of the clean linen and activity, the reuse are stored here. The laundry services is another concept. The laundry operations are most important aspects in a housekeeping department, depending on whether the hotel has OPL, that is nothing but on-premises laundry or outsourced laundry. The laundry services start from the laundry equipment, laundry process, guest laundry, type of laundry agents and care to the fabric. Laundry management ensures that the soiled linen are cleaned in a specific time and returned to the linen room at a right time. Another important function is to control the pest. The main role of the housekeeping or the maintenance department is to control the pest because they cause discomfort and diseases to the guest. Pesticides and insecticides should be used when they are being identified. Pest control is essential for maintenance of a safe environment because the pest control measures may cause undue harm to other living beings too. Apart from this fact, pest control chemicals may bring about some degree of damage to the materials and fabric in some incidents. The guests staying in a hotel may put off or sighting even one such pest. Therefore, in a hotel, the threshold of the pest population should be 0 for most pests. The most important ambience in a hotel is the interior decoration. Interior decoration is highly personal expression of the sum of the interest of an individual or a group. A practical statement created by combining various elements of aesthetic designs and principle. The use of formal elements of arts according to the certain principles of design ensure the success in decoration. The most important tool for decorative purposes is color, lightening, the floor and wall finish. It can be used in various ways, the tints and the shades on different surfaces to create a beauty. Eco-sensitivity has become a new trend in a hotel industry. They utilize a maximum natural lighting and ventilation to the interiors. The next concept is on the room maintenance. To keep things in order, to carry out the scheduled work in a smooth flow without any disturbances, maintenance and engineering department have a major role. When the request and complaints are received from the telephone immediately, it have to be promptly taken into consideration and rectified and get things to be repaired. Activities carried out in many non-hospitality industries incorporate the housekeeping department into their organization. Hospitals rely on a housekeeping department to clean and sanitize the patient's room, public area and operating units. A specialized training in dealing with the medical waste and sterilization may be required. These positions may require evening or night work so that the cleaning can be done during a non-business hours. Let us see how the housekeeping department coordinate with the other departments. The hotel housekeeper work in a unique place. Usually, the hotels are designed for comfort to the guest. A well-designed job and supported by a well-designed workplace will give a good teamwork for a high-quality service. Effective communication is of vital importance. The responsibility of an executive housekeeper is to supervise a group of staff working with other departments. Housekeeping department cooperate and coordinate with other departments like the front office, production or kitchen, food and beverage services, security, maintenance department and finance department. From the time of operation, comes in contact with practically every other department if the work is disturbed or the friction between one department and another kept minimum so that the establishment is to run as smoothly as possible. There must be a close interdepartmental cooperation. In case there must be a good license and communications are helped by a PEEP system and computer visual display units. A large hotel has chosen as an example and following are the departments which there is close cooperation. To ensure that everything works to give a balanced, effective organization, the housekeeper needs to coordinate with the activities of the department. The housekeeping department coordinate with the front office. The reception and the housekeeping are the both concerned with rooms. The former with letting and later with preparation and the later receiving of the rooms. For this to be done efficiently, there must be a constant exchange of information between the two departments and each must be understand the work and possible difficulties of other. The housekeeper must rely on the receptionist to let know on which day the guests are been arriving or leaving, in order that the guest's special requirements may be anticipated and complaints may be avoided. With this prompt exchange of information, there is less likelihood of friction arising between the two departments, and in large modern hotels, tape recorders, telewriters, room status boards or computers may be installed to facilitate the communication. To ensure the efficient rooming of the guest, both housekeeping and front office must inform each other of changes in the room status. Knowing whether the room is occupied or vacant, on change or out of order or under repair or similar for proper room management. There should be a coordination to clean the front office and the public areas. There should be a coordination between the housekeeping and the front office department to share the information on the occupancy level, which helps to forecast the occupancy for the budget, establish the bar stock levels and estimate required the staff strength. There should be a coordination, know about the daily room report and housekeeping discrepancy report is also to gear the renovation and spring cleaning to low occupancy period, thereby preventing the loss of revenue. The housekeeping and front office department also coordinate with each other of other departments informations to a special attention like VIPs in the house. This information is essential so that the staff can take a little extra care and keener precautions in cleaning and supervising the VIP rooms. The next department coordinate with the housekeeping department is the FNB department. The housekeeper coordinate with the restaurants and banquet halls is mainly concerned with the provisions of the linen and uniform. The housekeeper is a part of the restaurant manager should ensure that the time set for exchange of the linen must be maintained and linen should not be lost or misused. There should be a coordination to maintain a mini bar in a guest rooms. The housekeeping should be well informed about the forthcoming banquet function in advance so that the housekeeping will arrange everything to organize that function. Housekeeping may also have to arrange for flower decoration for banquets. In many hotels, housekeeping also looks after the pest controls in the restaurants, kitchens, stores attached to them. Special cleaning of these areas call for coordination with the housekeeping department. Both restaurant and the kitchen staff requires uniforms on the daily basis, for which too they need to coordinate with the housekeeping department. Cooperation here is mainly concerned with the linen. While the linen keeper needs to know a sufficient stock to meet the demands of the restaurant manager and ensure that the times of the exchange linen are expected and not misused. Cooperation is particularly necessary where there is a floor waiter service, so that the friction does not arise over such trivial matters, not collecting trays from the rooms, waiters leaving trays on the corridors. The next department coordinate with the housekeeping department is the purchase and store department. The purchase department procures out of stock items for housekeeping such as the guest supplies, amenities, stationeries, linen, cleaning materials and equipments. Housekeepers should convey their requirements to purchase by way of advance in notice in the form of requisition. Coordination with the stores ensures that the availability of a day-to-day necessities of a housekeeping. Large hotels have a store attached to the housekeeping department that stocks the linen, supplies and so on. Communication with the stores is by the way of requisition form, which the housekeeping sends when it requires for certain items. This form is also called as the store requisition form. The coordination with the stores ensures that the availability of day-to-day necessity of housekeeping department. Housekeeper also coordinate with the sales and marketing department. There should be an effective coordination between the sales and marketing department and housekeeping to supply promotional items in the guest rooms and other areas of hotels. The sales and marketing department informs housekeeping of the occupancy forecast for the entire year, which is broken by month-wise. This enables the housekeeping department to plan the budget for the necessary expenses. The most important department that a housekeeper coordinates with the maintenance department is the repairs. The urgent repairs are normally reported to the maintenance by telephone, and if a good relationship exists between the two departments, it is more likely that urgent repairs will be default with promptly instead of added to wait their turn on the list, which has led to friction between the housekeeper and the receptionist as well as with the maintenance staff. However, it should be remembered that the maintenance is required in other departments besides housekeeping. Housekeeping department depends on the maintenance to keep things in order. While carrying out the scheduled work, housekeeping employees may find some deficiency in the hotel facilities, such as the faulty electrical plugs, dripping gadgets, leaking pipes, malfunctioning of the air conditioning units. Urgent repairs is reported to maintenance over telephone, and these requests are usually taken into action immediately. The housekeeping department is also coordinate with the finance department. Wage packets are made up of from the information received from the housekeeper regarding the hours worked, holidays taken due to illness, etc. The housekeeper should see that the income tax forms of new staff, notification of the staff leaving, of any accidents, petty cash slips or checked invoices are handed over promptly. The last department that coordinate with the housekeeping department is a security department. The coordination here is mainly concerned with the prevention of fires and thefts and safe keeping of keys and lost property. Housekeeping personnel should also report anything of a suspicious nature or movement in a hotel immediately to the security staff. Housekeeping have to coordinate if they see any antisocial activities in a guest room, such as gambling, smuggling and so on. The security department is also responsible for conducting a training sections on handling emergency situation for a staff. For example, they conduct a fire drill to train a staff to gear up in a fire emergency. There are certain qualities which a housekeeper staff should possess in order to perform the housekeeping function, which are sometimes more important than the skill too. Now we are going to discuss about the attributes of a good housekeeper. Housekeeping personnel requires a set of knowledge and skills. They also requires a set of behaviors and complete the professional profile. The housekeeping professional is obliged to develop a certain attributes that must be a vital role. These attributes, when translated into behavior, it is called as a competence. Therefore, competence should be given more importance while hiring the housekeeping. The staff should have a good presentation of one's own self when interacting with the guest. This reflects the quality of the services and standards in an establishment. The housekeeping staff also go through a medical examination and should be fit to perform the housekeeping function. Grooming is one of the most important features of the housekeeping personnel. Since the room attendant, floor supervisor, houseman, public area personnel and cloakroom attendant have to face contact with the guest of the hotel, therefore reflects the images of the hotel. The staff should possess power of critical observation to make a faultless room and keen sense to inspect the rooms for perfection. Smile is the most enduring competence required for housekeeping personnel, especially those in guest contact. The housekeeping staff need to be honest, as they may be access to all rooms and guest belonging lying around. They also deal with the various kinds of guest amenities that are very expensive, so they should be inherent discipline and integrity. They should be polite to the guest by frequently using the terms such as thank you, please, may I help you, excuse me, etc. Discipline is one of the hallmark of the housekeeping personnel. This is because the temptation in the hotels are many. The housekeeping staff must be cooperate with the staff with the other departments for the teamwork and more efficiency. Housekeeping staff have to handle the guest request and complaints. The guests are very fussy and can make unusual requests. The staff have to be tactful and diplomatic to handle these requests. The housekeeping staff should also have a good memory to remember the staff likes, dislikes, the needs and wishes of the guest, and especially to the repeat guest. To conclude, there are many and various innovation and trends in a housekeeping department. In this module, explains briefly on the introduction of the housekeeping department, basic functions of the housekeeping department, the cleanliness, the bed making, ensuring the maintenance of the infrastructure, how the linen room is being controlled, interior decoration, safety and security of the guest. The ideal function of the housekeeping department has been outlined in detail. Housekeeping departments coordinate with the other department for the smooth functioning of the work without any interferences. The attributes of the housekeeper is also discussed in this module.